me find the 1 of 5 for that one. Hold on. This is from 5 hours ago. With Texas electricity consumption far surpassing the state's current power generation, local controlled outages will be longer than previously planned. Customers currently experiencing outages should be prepared to be without power for at least the rest of the day. That was the one I read to you at 6 o'clock. And then it follows up with the same ones, continuing. About 1.16 million customers are without power due to the request for reduced load. That's us. 62,000 customers due to other storm-related events. To assist and limit outages, customers with power asked to reduce their electricity use to the lowest possible level. ERCOT declared a statewide power generation shortfall emergency early today, asked us to reduce load. As a delivery company, we're required to comply. This is the point. We greatly appreciate your patience, blah, blah, blah. As soon as generating capacity is brought back online and ERCOT ISO permits, we will deploy resources to restore customers. However, if additional generating capacity goes offline, it would negatively impact the electric system, resulting in additional customer outages. And then this is what they said 2 hours, or 1 hour ago. As of 8 p.m., we currently have over 1.4 million customers without power. The current estimated number of customers without power due to requests for reduced load is approximately 1.268 million, so we're up. On an additional 140,000 customers without power due to storms. ERCOT has declared statewide power generation early this morning. After the declaration, ERCOT ISO asked electricity companies to reduce load, and we are required to visit our outage tracker for details.
Except we can't because we don't have internet or cell service.
That's the last message I got.
Okay.
And then then I'm just floating around the house waiting very slowly for the next web page to load. So that was Twitter with all those alerts.
Well, see what Governor Abbott was all talking about.
Well, this is court. Centerpoint's I don't care what Governor Abbott says. Centerpoint's going to tell me what's up. They want me to have power. I'm their customer. They probably desperately don't want to get
I just feel like at this point, maybe we could have a turn with power for just a little bit.
That is, I mean, so I feel bad because if there really are 1.4 million customers without power, including us, then I'm like, I think it would be at this point, and probably should have already been discussed, like giving all of us even like 30 or 45-minute round outages, like 100,000 at a time or 200,000 at a time. We've all gone around twice now with like just 40-minute bursts, literally just to like power our stuff.
Just to turn the heat on for a minute.
Yeah, heat on, just burst the heat up to 10 degrees.
Yeah, like I understand what's happening. I just feel like
or even just read the news about the outage.
Yeah, like we can't get information or news. That's what's been hard.
Ridiculous.
Oh, it is pretty extreme. I'm
just roam around my house waiting for like
hoping that we get like
enough cell
a blip of cell service to give us some information. all right. Good morning, guys. We still don't have power, so we've been going on how many hours without power? 31 hours with no power. When the wind chill got down to, we know at least 0, but probably lower. Like I said, we can't check anything. So, like Kyle said, it's just no communication. Not even like.
Sorry, not even that. I mean, I'm on their alert service. Not even like we have no idea.
Yeah, like not even like
back. Every hour, just like, hey, you're checking in. You need help.
Yeah, nothing. Not even like communications of like, listen, sorry, everybody's screwed right now. We're trying. Like, are you guys okay? Is everybody okay? Or here's a number for emergency contact. Like something, right? Like nothing. And then they just like we found I told you guys yesterday, intermittently, we'll randomly get a notification that manages to make it in with our limited cell service, or no cell service. There's a picture that came in. It's a picture of downtown Houston, which does use CenterPoint, does use our energy company, lit up. Not like the hospitals. Those need to be lit up. The whole area, everything, lit up while everybody else was sitting in the dark and freezing. And if we were, like I was saying, I was like, if it was because like massive power outage, like power lines were down or something, but we're not. The only information we can get. Elizabeth's so cranky. No. Oh, you know what I could do? I could make pancakes.
Pancakes?
But.
All right, we'll be modeling it.
All right. we sit in one corner of our house, we can sometimes get a call out. And so anyway, we're talking to my best friend late last night. She said, I lost my train of thought with everything that's happening. Oh, anyway, they have like the people, they're like where the people are without power who don't, like it's because of something that like happened to the power lines, and then like the people who are without power because they don't have enough energy, and that's us, which I understand, but at this point there are residential areas that have had power within our power company, and all we're asking is for like, give us an hour, like let it be our turn for an hour so we can heat our house up for just an hour. Like why, like, I don't understand. And like, we already, like, I can't read anything about it, so I don't know any details, but I got like a notification part of where they were like saying there's at least 7 people who are dead in houses, and only 2 were from known carbon monoxide. So like, what happened? Those people just freeze? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, like, I never would have thought like it would be like this. This is just, I don't know. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go try to have like literally frozen fingers. I'm like sleeping in a house that's in the 40s, if that. It's just like painful in the night. And I just felt so bad for my kids. And Elizabeth just woke up and we could just hear her like screaming. Like she was just like yelling. And we were like, oh. Okay.
This place is deteriorating.
This place is... Yeah, Kyle, this place is deteriorating. And it's funny because yesterday Kyle and I were like, well, we have a lot of cleaning to do, so we'll do cleaning. And somehow the house got messier instead of cleaner. Because like, we just don't have the will, and like, you know, it's funny. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have a vacuum. My one vacuum takes batteries.
Oh,
but it needs to be cleaned out.
It's not vacuum today.
I need to vacuum so bad. I know that doesn't matter. That's like the least of any issues, but. All right, Kyle, we do need to gather all of the headlamps and flashlights in case we don't have power again tonight. In which case, I will be lighting.
The ceremonial fire of warfare?
I will be, yeah. There'll be a war fire lit.
The declaration of hostility.
I'll be like, I officially am announcing my war with you, energy company. Like I said, guys, it's. Well, Kyle's big thing is he's been like, not a drop of communication, and that is just not okay. But for me, I'm like, rolling outages mean you take turns. Like we've had no turn, no turn at all.
Yeah, even a window. I mean, even if the window was 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, nothing. Like we haven't even had
window.
like crappy communication. They just didn't bother. They're like, meh. Nothing. Like that is not cool. That's really not okay.
I think a window resolution is like, it's the first line of support. When you work in support, first thing you do when you understand the problem is you say, it's gonna take me X number of hours just to find someone to ask how to help, or it's gonna take me, you know, that's a typical thing that should take 1 day or 6 days or whatever.
So this literally, it's so cold in this house that our thermostat can't go this low. Oh, Kyle just lit it up with his fingers to show you that it does work. Wow. That's a meat thermometer.
Let's watch it fall back down. Yeah, it's instant read. Well, not an instant read. Tap hour.
What is that?
I think the kids doing something. It's going to be back down to 54. That's what it was at right here for just a second ago. So.
Yeah, it doesn't. We don't think it actually goes lower.
We're not.
The lower it went, it just turned off or stopped recording.
It's supposed to be for high temperature.
It's supposed to be for heat. It's something you can put. You
but
can.
I think it's also for
you can
cooking.
leave this thing. You put this thing on your oven, and this is safe to put into your oven. Is what this is. Well, I'm not going to say no recording. It's just plummeting.
You're not playing it.
What was that noise? That did not sound like the kids. That sounded like it was coming from. Kyle's making a run to the snow car to charge some stuff. Look at this. All of our snow play gear stuff is it's just everywhere. We've lost the will.
Well, we're just coping right now.
Yeah, we're just
having power and know things are gonna go back to normal and win. That's when you
get some.
That's when you plan ahead. You know, we're like in Maslow's hierarchy. We're pretty down low right now. We're like in food and shelter level. So.
Oh man. Oh.
There ain't no self-actualization going on in this house.
Kyle. I just saw my breath.
I'm right here by the door in particular.
That's not okay.
Oh, nice.
Did you see it?
Cool.
That's not cool. What? I mean, you know what I mean. Like it.
Kind of amazing.
What? We can.
It's like the others.
We can see our breath in our house. In Texas. In Houston, Texas.
Hey, we're dead and the ghosts. They have people around.
God, so we're like the others. You've ever seen that movie? Oh no.
Sorry for the spoilers.
I wish I had access to Instagram or Twitter or something so I could just tweet at y'all and be like, get us information.
It's loud.
It's okay. She's playing. It's like that Toka Hospital.
Toka
Toka Boca.
She's just sitting there watching the ambulance.
Well, here, play a game, honey, or so we want to save precious power. That's our only source of warmth.
That's not what I need right now.
All right, you guys. So
35.
Is that what it is? 35 hours now, no power. My parents, their power came back on. Kyle's gonna try to call them. I've already tried to call them like 5 times today, and I've tried texting them, and just nothing goes out. Kyle was able to get a little bit of cell service outside in his car. We couldn't yesterday, so I don't know if he just got lucky or what. But I don't know. I was listening. We have this little like emergency crank radio, so I was listening to it, and they had a guy on from the energy company, and the interviewer guy was like, okay, so here's a question. He goes, how are you guys deciding who gets power and who's not? And I was like, yeah, that's what I'd like to know. And in that same little interview, the guy was like, we started as rolling blackouts. He goes, but then we were 13 hours without power. And he's like, it's just extreme. And I was like, and I don't begrudge that guy. That's a long time without power in this weather. I'm not like mad at him. I'm mad at the situation. I'm like, yeah, if people think 13 hours is extreme, then like
try 35.
35 hours.
And the whole time, the top temperature has been
20.
Yeah, 18.
18, yeah. The whole time. Oh, and by the way, that's not wind chill. That's like literally the normal temperature. So like the wind chill has been way worse.
And again, in Texas, it's not like we have space heaters and
yeah, we don't have
to go drive around.
We don't have the things that make this okay. We're not and the funny thing is we prepped for this the way they told us to.
Oh yeah.
And they did us dirty.
Oh, by the way, the fridge is blue.
Yeah, they told us to stock up on food, but like, and they said to be prepared for rolling outages and like taking turns with power, which we were like totally understand. That sounds great. And so but that's not what's happened to us, but other people that's happened to. So like I want them to come to my house. I want to open my door and have them look at my 4 children and us, look me in the eyes and tell me why they chose my house and everyone around here, why we didn't ever get a turn at the rolling power. Like, I think that's a fair question. Why did we get no turn? Not even 3 hours. Like, because the guy that was talking, the 13-hour guy, even during that time, he said that they did get power for almost an hour, so he was able to, like, run some heat before it went off again. And I was like, that would have been fine. That would have been great. Like, we've gotten nothing. Like, who decided that we would get nothing? I don't know. It's just... And, if I didn't have the kids, I don't think I would be quite as upset. But, like, Elizabeth just came in with, like she's wearing double layers of clothing and sock. We can see our breath inside of the house. She was so cold, like, it made me, like, I hurt for her.
Well, right now what I'm most mad about is, like, especially, like, Courtney and I and our family, we've got means, we're fairly resilient, we know what we're doing, and this is miserable. I can't imagine what someone who doesn't have the resources we do, isn't as resilient as we are, is already feeling the effects of this pandemic and being isolated and not having access to people or resources to call for even just mental support during all that. Like, I mean, there's so many things there. This is like catastrophically bad from a, you know, maintaining your society kind of point of view.
Yeah, and like he said, it's, if this is how we are, just the people who are worse off.
Ah.
And the thing is, it's the information. So like, if you're from up north and you go like, oh yeah, you can survive. Of course we can survive. We're not dying. We're fine. But like, it was just handled really poorly. That's the point. And there's been no information, no way to get information. Oh yeah, when we asked them, when they were at, not us, but when they were asked like when they're like, we're gonna restore power, and they're like, when? And they're literally like, we don't know. It may be a couple more days. And I'm like, holy heck! Like, can we at least get 1 hour of shared power for this area then? 1 hour. Yeah. Let me boost my heat for 1 hour for my little kids.
Total lack of accommodation for, I mean, like, yeah, seriously, an hour.
An hour. And like, I'm gonna repeat myself to make it clear too. Like, if there was actual outages, like the power lines were down, then no one can do anything. That's not what's happening here. They don't have enough energy. I understand that. That's fine. So they're supposed to be doing shared power sharing. We've gotten none of that. That's our problem. And no information. Nothing. Not even like here's an emergency number to call if you go in trouble. Nothing. So like Kyle said, we're resilient. We'll be fine. But like, what about some people who aren't as resilient or are in a worse situation?
And like I said, there's no end in sight.
There's no end in sight. Yeah, we don't even we can't even like look forward to something.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny, Walmart said that they were doing emergency deliveries of like milk and stuff. And I was like, we can't do that. We don't have a place to put it. We have no power. Whatever. Great. So add that to the list of stuff happening.
Call up Kenny Mikado, Senior Vice President of CenterPoint.
This guy.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for your leadership as we've gone through this crisis. And it's really an honor to be here. And I want to just mention a couple things very briefly. Number one, as you heard the mayor talk earlier about the electricity issues across our area, for us, we own and we manage the transmission and distribution system. So we're the wires business. And we went through the storm as the city has done as well. And I want to report today that our transmission system is 100% recovered. It's ready and it is operating perfectly. So we're in great shape on our transmission grid. Secondly, our distribution system that serves all of our homes across the greater Houston area, it's also in great shape. Some small damages were reported. Most of those damages were addressed yesterday. We're finishing up some issues today, Mayor. We have a distribution system that'll be ready to go today for the next storm. And as soon as we get the generation back on across the greater Houston area, then you will see the power delivered to the customers very efficiently, very safely, as quickly as we can. Secondly, I want to mention to you, for those who do have the long extended outages, we're working hard to try to move you out of that outage situation. We got started last night on this process, and we were very successful with it. The good news is we were able to get some of our customers who've had the extended outages back on last night.
Oh, great. Good for them.
And we had to stop because ERCOT was now asking for more load to be reduced across our area, so we had to stop the process. As we sit here now, we're beginning to get a little bit more opportunity to do this again, and so we're moving forward with more of our customers trying to make a trade-off. We still have to have the same amount of power outages, but we're trying to trade off those who've been out for the extended period of time and replace them with customers who haven't been out, and that process is ongoing right now. We hope that if ERCOT continues to give us some relief, we hope that we can do that for the rest of today. And then lastly, I'll tell you, as I said yesterday on many TV outlets, conserve. We need every watt savings as we can. If you save a watt of power, we won't have to put out a watt of power. So we appreciate everybody's efforts in conserving electricity as we go through this process together. Thank you for your time. The lights being on in the downtown building.
Yeah.
And certainly I have asked
that's the Houston mayor talking.
District to assist, also CenterPoint to assist in notifying those building owners and managers to turn off their lights. A couple of days ago, we asked everybody to conserve their power.
not just homeowners, but businesses across the board to conserve their power. I'm going to ask again for those buildings, for example, downtown, or really anywhere in the city of Houston, that are not being
This is so
utilized,
messed up.
occupied, especially in the evening times, to turn
Okay.
it off, to turn that off.
If you heard the front of that, the start of that,
Because people are utilizing those hotels.
we're having water issues now, so
Secondly, the
we went ahead and did filled up our tub so we could flush our toilets.
and then thirdly, bear in mind, you've got thousands of people that are in your county jails.
But that's okay. That's
Downtown as well.
that is part of the problem was from the storm and can't really be helped. They're doing a good job of fixing that.
With respect to the fact that there are many residential homeowners, for example, and others that are in the dark, and it doesn't make sense to have these buildings, these lights illuminated on, especially when there are very few people that are in them, especially at night. So let's all participate in conserving the energy such that we can get this power restored. We have to have more generation in this state. It is simply unacceptable at this point for people to be without power at the coldest time in our history in the last 30 years. That's just unacceptable. So we have to have more generation, and then ERCOT has to provide the flexibility. And so I'm calling on the state leaders to assist, because ERCOT is a state entity that oversees and manages the entire Texas grid.
That seems dangerous.
I'm trying to get the ice to fly.
See ice walk.
Sophie tended to be ice monster.
Listen, totally iced up back there. And now there's no sun to break it up. Yep. I just keep going. And there's the other thing too, is like no ETA at all. Like not even like
I know.
90 minutes, 4 hours, 6 hours. It's like, just tell me so I can stop.
We made mac and cheese for the kids, and now we're gonna heat up
Like,
queso.
Oh, come on, even now.
Be careful, Sophie. There's a lot of slippery ice. All right. Hold on, almost done.
Can you guys say
Here, look at me. Look at me.
Chilly Willy?
All right, now Sophie, I want you to stick that hand up like this in a wave. Grayson, stick the hand above Audrey like a wave above her head. Okay, Audrey, scoot closer to Grayson. Now, Audrey, take the hand by Grayson and put it up near your face like you're about to blow a kiss, but you're not, like this.
Yep,
But
just
down
like that.
a little bit, like-
but down a little lower. There you go, perfect.
Perfect. And Elizabeth, you do whatever you want, just like that.
Just smile at
Grayson,
mom.
your hand higher above her head.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, smile at me.
Chili Willy!
Okay, that should be plenty.
Chili
Get power back. We'll never not watch TV again.
Oh no, is that what Sophie's doing? Sophie, I missed it. Oh, Daddy. Y'all, Mommy just slid. Kyle, look. All these spots. Yeah, luckily, look, I'm wedged in. Oh, look, guys. Kyle, it's on all sides of it. Hey, kids. Kids, on the patio, there's ice, a lot. Just be careful. Ew.
Yes, put your hand in sewer water. Audrey, I don't want to touch you with my sewer water hand.
Grayson, I don't know about that, dude. Let's leave that alone.
Audrey looks like she has a big giant bum.
Because she has a bun in her hair.
Audrey has a big fat bum. Audrey hit her head too hard.